Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Welcome to Ordinary to Badass, episode number 186. In this episode, you're going to hear why Lisa Jara is so badass. So, if you missed last episode, Lisa is a soul-based life coach and a cyclical wisdom guide. So make sure you go back, you check out that episode. She had so many knowledge bombs to drop, so many great things. And then, of course, if you're just short on time and you want to get to the nitty gritty and find out why Lisa Jara is so badass, then listen to this episode, see if you like it. I know you will, but then you can go back and listen to the other one when you have more time. With that, let's get to the episode. Welcome to Ordinary to Badass. Whether you're ordinary or badass, I am so glad you're here. Today, we are going to talk about 3 reasons why Lisa Jara is so badass. Okay, 3 reasons why Lisa is so badass is 1, for checking herself into a mental health clinic, 2, for listening to her inner wisdom, and the 3rd reason is because she looks for people who will reflect her light back to her. So let's dig in. Let's get into it a little bit. First reason why Lisa Jara is so badass is for checking herself into a mental health clinic. She had OCD, or obsessive compulsive disorder, and anorexia, and it was taking over her life. So she decided to check herself into the clinic to get the help that she needed, because she realized she did not want to live the rest of her life that way, which was so amazing. It was amazing that she took action, that she was like, okay, I am tired of this. I do not want to live like this. I am not going to want to do this anymore, or I'm not going to do this anymore. Have you ever felt that way? Have you ever decided like, gosh dang it, I'm not doing this anymore? Sometimes it takes that. Sometimes it takes getting ticked off with your current situation to make any sort of change. I know that's how it was for me. Like when I had to get out of $106,000 in debt, it was because I got ticked off. And it wasn't until I got ticked off that I was willing to make a change. So if you're angry about your current situation, how can it help you? How can you use it to make a change? Sometimes there is this stigma about getting help with mental health, and I think that personally, I think that day and age is past. If you need the help, get the help. I regularly go to therapy and it is so helpful, but I didn't grow up in a family that was like accepting of therapy or that went to therapy or got help when needed. And not that they were necessarily against it, but it just wasn't something talked about. It wasn't something that I saw anybody ever do. So sometimes when you don't see people around you doing it, then it feels like a bad thing to do or a wrong thing to do. Or it's just scary, right? Because it's something that nobody around you is doing. So you're kind of stepping out of your own little box. Now, Lisa said that therapy was okay in her family, that wasn't even a thing. Like mental health was like healthy for them, like going to a mental health clinic. It wasn't viewed negatively, which is amazing. And I love that her parents were that way and like raised her that way. That's awesome. But still, it took courage. I don't care what kind of supportive family you're in. It still takes courage to put yourself in a completely new environment. That's what she did. She checked herself into a mental health clinic and was around a bunch of people she didn't know. And that can be intimidating, right? So she said she ended up like thriving and like flourishing in that environment. And she was doing so good because there was not the same pressure as the outside world. And I thought it was so stinking interesting how she said once she was in that clinic, she realized they were all there for the same reason. They were all there because they thought something was wrong with them, that they were not enough, that they should be different. And then she realized we all have the same thing. We all have the same issue. We are enough. And you, being a member of this O to B audience, you are a badass. You have the luxury of listening to the guests on the show, of listening to Lisa and listen to her words. You are enough. You don't need to be different. Your situation doesn't have to be different. You don't have to go to a mental health clinic to find out that you're enough. Now, if you want to go to a mental health clinic or you have something to go there for, by all means, go. I'm not downing anything mental health. I think we need to get the help, as I said earlier. But we have the luxury of learning from guests that are on our show and learning from their experiences, right? And that's what she learned, is that everybody was struggling with the same thing. So if you feel like you're not enough, realize other people are feeling the same way. And also, that doesn't mean that it's true. And if you can relate at all, if that hits home for you at all, I would say let Lisa Jara know, right? You can always throw it in your Instagram stories. Tag her at Lisa Jara, and her last name is Jara, and tag me at Ordinary to Badass on Instagram, and let us know if that resonated with you at all. Okay, the second reason why Lisa Jara is so badass is because she taps into her inner wisdom. As Lisa said, it's hard to listen to her inner wisdom. And the outside world often tells us that we are wrong. And this is in so many ways that the outside world tells us it's wrong or we are wrong. Sometimes it's as a kid growing up and we just hold on to those messages that might be good for a kid. It might keep a kid safe, but it doesn't mean that we need it in adulthood, right? And so we follow all these rules as a kid and just assume it means the same thing to us or we should do the same thing as an adult. And it doesn't. I was going to say we have to evaluate, but we don't have to evaluate. But if you want to change or you want to follow your own inner guidance, your own inner wisdom, you have to do what you want to do. Not what everybody in the world has told you to do. Not what your bosses have told you to do or your teachers or your parents. You have to listen to yourself. That inner gut feeling, that nudge. And sometimes it's about getting quiet, getting silent, listening to what you actually want. And as Lisa said, to be aware that it's okay to want something. It's okay to make decisions for yourself and to do what you want to do. So Lisa says to tap into her inner wisdom or to tap into your inner wisdom, then ask yourself, what would you like to have happen? How would you like to live your life? And then when you feel something come up inside of you, then start writing all your emotions, writing all your fears, anything that's coming up for you, write that down on paper. So again, ask yourself, what would I like to have happen? You have so much wisdom, so much greatness inside of you. And what you want is not what not necessarily what everybody tells you that you should want. And sometimes you have to get quiet, spend time meditating, go on walks, do things for yourself so you can tap into your inner wisdom. Quit listening to what the outside world tells you should want or what they think you should need or what they think you should do, and do what you want to do. Listen to that inner guidance. Listen to that inner wisdom. So I love that Lisa Jara talked about that and that she implements that in her own life, listening to her inner wisdom instead of living a life by default, right? She chooses what she wants. She chooses how she wants to live. So how can you start doing that in your life? Are you asking yourself the right questions? Are you even asking yourself what you want? And if not, there is no shame in that, but you can absolutely start today. You can start right now. Start asking yourself, what do you want? What would feel good to you? What would make you happy? We often try to make so many other people happy. We try to make sure everybody else is safe, everybody else is okay, everyone else is taken care of. But you know what? Today it's about you. You are the core. If you're not taken care of, then other people can't really be taken care of. All right. The third and final reason why Lisa Jara is so badass is because she looks for other people who will reflect her light back to her. You are a light. You are a badass. You have so much greatness, so much goodness, so much power and strength within you. And as Lisa said, you've been through hard things. You can do hard things, and you have proven it in the past. So, you know what? Look for people who reflect your strength back to you. Look for people who reflect your badassery back to you. Reflect your light back to you. Reflect your goodness, your abundance, your greatness. So I loved that Lisa said, look for people who reflect your light back to you. Sometimes we get caught in these patterns where we look for people who see the worst in us, or we look for people who are going to talk down to us or be mean to us. And I'm not judging you if that's happened, but who you surround yourself with can have a huge impact on you, on how you feel every single day. So if you surround yourself by people who look for the light in you and reflect that back to you and show you that you're a beautiful, amazing, light, great human being, then you're going to respond by feeling that way yourself. So really, I've talked about this before, but like negativity or energy vampires, and they just like completely drain you. And when you have a dream, they shoot it down, right? We don't want those kind of people in our everyday life. And so you have to look for people who are positive, who are going to reflect your passions back to you. And you know what? Again, I wouldn't have had this podcast if I didn't have a mentor who suggested I start a podcast, right? Because I didn't see it for myself, but he saw it for me. And sometimes that's what we need. We need people that are going to cheer us on, cheer on your ideas, encourage the things that you come up with, and root you on as you're going for your dreams. And they can see things in you that you could not possibly see for yourself. And then you could be that kind of friend for them too, right? You can reflect their light back to them. It goes both ways. So today, I want you to embrace your badassery. I want you to embrace the light that is emanating from you. The light that is coming, shooting out of your fingers, shooting out of your toes, out of your eyelids, out of your mouth, just completely emanating from you is a light. And that should absolutely be reflected back to you. You deserve it. You are enough. So just a quick recap. 3 reasons why Lisa Jara is so badass. First, for checking yourself into a mental health clinic. Second, for listening to her inner wisdom. And third, she looked for people who would reflect her light back to her. So, as always, if you liked this episode, if you liked Lisa's episode, take a screenshot and throw it in your Instagram stories. Tag her at Lisa Jara, her last name Jara, and tag me at Ordinary to Badass. Tell us a takeaway you have. Tell us like an aha moment or something that you're going to implement in your life. It is amazing to hear when people take action. And it is amazing for our guests to hear. You know what? They came on, they were vulnerable, they shared something that was hard to share or a hard moment in their life. And so let's tell them what an impact they had on us. Tell them what kind of impact they had on your life. Or what did you do as a result of listening to Lisa's episode? Did you take some sort of action? All of those things are so amazing to hear. I know that when I'm vulnerable, when I share things, it is always awesome to get feedback and hear stuff from other people and hear about their life experiences. So definitely reach out at Ordinary to Badass on Instagram, and Lisa is at Lisa Jara. And with that, we'll end our show. To all the badass women out there staying in the arena, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, own it and get after it.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass and get the chance to be on a future spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, wipe off the sweat, dust off the dirt, and get back in the arena.